And on this video, it is about the idea that we are living in an egalitarian society. For those who live under a rock like me, an egalitarian society is one where all members are considered equal and have the same rights, opportunities, and status, particularly in political, social, and economic spheres.
Maybe kule mtu alisema since dudes ni mahomi na kuna homicide. Tuseme kuna.
We are trying to create an image, a scenario, an explanation that these people who were killed, they were killed,
yes,
listen to this, because they are women. And that is not true.
Welcome back manze to the Radar Files. I am your host Kamakawa. Yo frache. Manze, it is the bitter things in life that matter. If you are new to the channel, click the subscribe button down below. Na kama wewe ni regular man, you know how we do it. Like the video, alafu tupatie maoni hapo hivyo kwa comment section.
Femicide. I've seen like a lot of your stories who end up there's like I'd say maybe over 50% the femicides. Like a lot of them are femicides. Like, do you think the problem is bigger than most people want to admit? Because Nonaga, every time there's a femicide protest, people are like, also men die, But when I think of the stories, I've seen a lot of, like, look on that Ilya campus, the campus one in the in the hotel, and then when we think about the two ladies and the cop, like it's a problem. Do you look at it that way? Am I from the outside? That's how I see like femicide.
Maybe I would think you look at it that way from the outside. Because one.
Before he answers, Umse ni nani? For those of us who don't know, wenye tunaishi under the rock, Umse ni, I think ni journalist, This is Brian Obuya, an investigative journalist based in Nairobi, Kenya, publishing for the Daily Nation and NTV, both being outlets of East Africa's biggest media house, Nation Media Group, covering everything news but mostly conflict and human rights stories. Hiyo inaserve ka background, ndio wakibonga tuko tunajua tunasikiza nani.
Is that I don't believe in femicide. It's a very strong opinion that I air every other time. I don't believe in femicide. I believe in gender-based violence.
Yeah.
I have always held the opinion that the moment we talk of femicide, you see, this is a crime that does not exist, Maf. This is a crime that does not exist. It is a creation of activists, you know. It's a creation of some small groups of people who want to come together, talk to a few people internationally, global donors and what have you, make some money, fund their projects or what is it. I don't believe in femicide. There is no such charge as femicide. If today a woman has been killed and a man is...
Hizi advert zenye ziko kwa iko nini? Silent but effective. Alafu kenye umse hapo hivyo na bonga ina relate to the egalitarian yenye nimewasomea hapo hivyo mbele. Ina relate hivi. Ama according to the natural world view, everyone is equal under the law. Sisi wote tuko equal. But women will say they are equal to men when it is benefiting them. But naturally, constitution itakwambia si wote tuko equal. Men and women are actually equal because we are tunachukuliwanga ka citizens in short. Tunachukuliwanga ka citizen in short. See, in short bana, in short yani. In short, see in short.
Man is a suspect, that man will be charged with murder. So I've always insisted that murder needs to be discussed or looked at as such. That murder is just murder. Let us not try to romanticize murder. Let us not try to give it a different name. The crime of murder as a crime is more serious and more weighty than if we chose to call it femicide or what have you. I find murder, you know, like when you say femicide, it doesn't come out with the seriousness it deserves.
And that is why tuko kwa egalitarian society. Juu sasa ukianza kudivide vitu zingine hapa na pale, uanze kusema hii kitu yenye imefanyika, this is femicide, this is homicide. Ni homicide ama mada tu, sijui mavijana wanaitangaje yao. Should we really come up with a name for that? I think this is the most logical way to think about it as a man or as someone who's using their brain. Mada ni mada, kenye tu Obuya hapo hivyo anasema. So hakuna story ya sijui huyu ni wanaume wanagenya, sijui mademu wanagenya. Juu if you look at the spectrum, kuna incidences zenye zinaokaa on both extremes.
Maybe kula mtu alisema since dudes ni mahomi na kuna homicide. Rada tuseme kuna rada but what I was saying is like you've covered a lot of male kill female stories, yes?
Yes, so far.
So unazichukua gaji?
Yeah, and we're coming to a season, like I told you that our first season of Murder Tapes is coming to an end in the next 2 weeks or 3. We're coming to another season where we will cover a couple of other stories whereby you'll realize that killings are always happening and people are killing each other every other time. When we choose to divide this group of people on a gender line, we will make men start defending themselves against the allegations. When these protests were happening in the CBD, I saw people with placards saying, teach your boys boys not to kill women. Teach your boys women lives matter. So and so was a woman. No, what
umsenyewe amefanyishwa journalism training, unaona venye ana divert, anahepa hiyo question design yenye, if you don't think about it, actually unaweza mfollow through the rabbit hole yenye anakupeleka. But naelewa swali yenye mwafa anauliza hapo, anamwambia wewe story mingi zenye umekava, it is about men actually imposing violence on women. And how do we think about it like that? Mtu atasema the other gender is actually very weak in comparison to this gender that is now being yenye inasemekana nyinyi ni mtu bad. Aya, biologically it is known that men are superior in comparison to women. So wase wengi wakibonga history ya femicide wanatumianga that as the panya route ama as the excuse to make their claims satisfactory to whoever is listening to them, because men are biologically superior in comparison to women. Lakini as we know it, human beings are just human beings. Hakuna cha superiority hapa hivi. Juu tukianza kuongelea superiority, tunaweza sema pia women are more manipulative in comparison to men. Ama you don't think that's the case? Most of the time you will realize that ukienda hii side ya madem, the women are so manipulative, wanafanyanga wakaeni kama hao ndio wenye wanatekiwa advantage of. And I don't see wabash about it, because I understand at some point, tukiangalia back in the days, at some point udem alikuwa anajua ata end up kupata mtoi, na kipata mtoi manze hii ni time yake ya downtime, na kama kwa time yake ya downtime, then she's probably going to need resources ama protection. So lazima ensure mental faculties zake za manipulation zime increase. On the other side, men lazima tunge adapt to make sure faculties zetu za kuprovide physically hadi hizo ziko up to speed. So what does this say about femicide? Femicide is just an emotional critique. Msetu unapata ameamka tu ana decide women. Kenye Obuya hapo hivyo anasema ina make sense. They are just crying to some institutions huko hivyo nje ndio wa funnel with money.
Point I'm giving you is very important. We are trying to create an image, a scenario, an explanation that these people who were killed, they were killed,
yes,
listen to this, because they are women. And that is not true. That is not true. We are creating an image kwamba they were killed because they are women. They were not killed because they were women. they were killed because bad people exist. They were killed because they met a murderer. They were killed because the suspect is just a bad person. Otherwise, we have sisters, we have cousins. The women in the street who are protesting, they are also women. We have people in our offices who are women. They are women, yet no one has killed them. You cannot be killed simply because you are a woman.
This is how I think about it. Unfortunate situations rarely happen to people, but when they happen, they don't really choose on which side of the gender they are going to befall on. Lakini tena ukiangalia probabilistically, most men are actually putting themselves in dangerous situation. So if we put the numbers against each other, you will realize that hapo hivyo tally ya men against women, most men are actually victims of hii kunini kuangushwa ama hii mada in comparison to women. Ni venye sasa ya women itakuwa backed up with emotionally charged women, na ya men tunaswallowingi it tukielewa manze huku hivi unafaa ujipange. We know that we have to build our character. We have to learn we have to learn about scanning our environment and making the right choices and seeing if anything happening in the environment is actually suspicious, because that is how tuliweza kuadapt so that we may survive in this environment. In comparison to women, kama Kenya nilikuwa nimesema hapo hivyo nyuma.
And that is the ideology I try to run away from when I discuss issues of quote-unquote femicide. I try to ensure that there is nothing like femicide, because it's a narration with...
But there is gender-based violence.
There is gender-based violence.
Yes. So kuna mtu ata reason atasema since gender-based violence mtu anachapwa juu yeye ni female and someone takes them as the weaker sex. That's now the sort of people who take it to the next level. Would you look at it that way?
Gender-based violence will actually include murder of whatever partners who are involved.
Yeah.
Gender-based violence...
Mtu anachapwa. Man, hebu turudi hapo. Ameuliza nini? Watu wa journalism
takes them as the weaker sex.
Femicide, because it's a narration with...
But there is gender-based violence.
There is gender-based violence.
Yes. So kuna mtu ata reason atasema since gender-based violence mtu anachapwa juu yeye ni female and someone takes them as the weaker sex. That's now the sort of people who take it to the next level. Would you look at it that way?
Gender-based violence will actually include murder of whatever partners who are involved.
Yeah.
Gender-based violence is a better way of looking at it, because then there is a man in a relationship, like the man in Rongai who was stabbed by the wife for coming home without food. There are women who are being beaten by their husbands. There are women kama ule mwingine mwenye sijui alimwagiliwa maji akakatwa mikono. Remember that famous case?
Yes.
In Machakos. There are cases like the ones we've covered, a couple of them. They are gender-based violence cases. Kuna hii kesi yenye I think we will cover it in our next season of Murder Tapes, where police constable Lillian Biwott left her workstation at 3 a.m., 3 in the morning, walked into her house, went straight into her bedroom and pumped 12 bullets into her husband Evans, I don't know, whoever was sleeping. So what are we saying? If we were to look at these cases as femicide, so what will we say about the victim of Lillian Biwott?
Homicide. He was a homie. And the homie was home.
A homicide is actually a crime
Yeah.
its own. Femicide is not a crime. So it's basically murder, you know. So yes, there's gender-based violence where there's a lot going on in families, in unions, partnerships, marriages.
So Brian Obuya hapa hivi Kenya anajaribu kutuonyesha ni ati hii kitu yenye nilikuwa nimesema hapo hivyo mbele, we are in an egalitarian society kwenye both sides are actually equal under the law. under the law ukienda utasikia ati oh you are charged with femicide. Never. Kama ni homicide ni homicide, kama ni manslaughter ni manslaughter, kama ni murder ni murder. Hakuna time utasikia this man has been charged with femicide. You see this one Karaoke Njoroge, you see him. Nah, it never goes like that. It is not only women who align into groups and alienate themselves so that they can actually get protection. We have seen this happening also with men. With men kulikuwa na hii shughuli yote yenye inaitwa MGTOW, men going their own way. Sindio? Si mnajua hiyo shughuli? Hizo shughuli za red pill, blue pill, sijui pink pill, purple pill, black pill. Those are men going their own ways, ama building an echo chamber for themselves so that they may study ways on how to get these women, or how to understand how to live or how to understand the way they are going to actually live with the opposite gender. So both sides, they actually create their environments. It is just that on both sides lazima utapata kukona extremities. Hakuna side yenye utaenda ukose kurealize. If you go deeper down the rabbit hole, either is it the feminists ama is it the MGTOW people, utarealize tu feminists kuna wenye wanachukia men, MGTOW kuna wenye wanachukia women, ama ame lose hope with women. And I think that's the point with this video. If you have gotten something on it, let me know down in the comments below. If you also like this format of videos manze, ndio niweze kuwarolia out more. YouTube thinks you might be interested in the video on your screen at the moment. Click on that video. I'm waiting to see you on the next one.